Hey everyone, my name is Adam Archer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Emerson Auto Elvia. This knife has not gone into full production yet. 30 pieces were brought to Blade Show, and this one is number 5. This is Emerson's second in-house produced automatic, the first one being the Bull Shark, which was a sub 2-inch automatic that was legal to make and sell in California. This one, they've actually opened a factory outside of California so that they could start the Emerson Automatic Knife Company. And we can see that new logo right on the blade there. So this is the first one under the Emerson Knife Company, or the Emerson Automatic Knife Company name, but there have been other designs not produced by Emerson that used Emerson's design. So we have an old school one. This is the Emerson Auto Commander, one of my favorites that was made by Kershaw. As you can see there, Kai, USA. Super cool. One of my favorite designs. And then ProTech makes some currently of the CQC7. So talking a little bit about this knife, 30 of them were released. This one is the Sarape style scales, which is basically this almost blanket type pattern, and that is made out of G10. Price at Blade Show was $350, but I don't know what retail will be once this hits the retailer. From what I've heard, it is going to be a Blade HQ exclusive, or all the Emerson automatic knives will be exclusively sold through Blade HQ, is at least what I have seen on Blade HQ's video from Blade Show. So just repeating what I heard. Okay, so this is the Elvia. It is based on what's called the Picao, which is a very unique design in terms of how you hold this knife. So most knives you hold with the blade facing outwards. So you would do a lot of push cuts like that, or if you're holding it reverse-wise, you would still do a push cut outwards. Well, with the Picao, it's reversed. So you hold it like this, and you would do more pull cutting. In the reverse grip, same thing, you would do a pull type cut. So very unique there. Basically the exact opposite of, let's show another hawkbill blade, which would be a karambit. So karambit would be held this way, the Picao is held, or the Elvia is held this way. So blade facing basically towards you, away from you. Now, I am not a self-defense expert or have taken any self-defense classes or any type of training like that, so I am just giving you the information that I am aware of. So, talking a little bit about the knife itself, this is a basically 2-piece aluminum handle, so you can see basically a sandwiched handle, no spacers, so it's basically the 2 milled pieces going together there, and then you have the G10 inserts that are screwed in. You have the button, which is very reminiscent of the Kershaw buttons, kind of a target style. You can see that on one of the Kershaw launch series and the Emerson Elvia. And then the hawkbill style blade. These are chisel edges, as basically all Emersons are. So V ground, and then once you get to the edge, it is a chisel. So basically, this grind goes all the way to the edge, and then on this one, it has the secondary bevel. On the reverse side here, you have, I'm going to say his last name wrong, but Ed Calderon's, I think it's the Sneak Reaper logo. and I apologize if I'm getting his name wrong. On the reverse, I really like this detail. It's the that pivot screw is captive, so you can see the hexagonal shape, so it's not going to be rotating when you are adjusting that pivot. You do have the G10 on the other side for a little bit of grip, and that standard Emerson pocket clip. That is, or Emerson does use kind of the Benchmade style of the 3 holes, so you can really customize the pocket clip that you want. There's tons of different varieties, whether you want a steel flame clip, some type of low ride pocket clip, really like the Benchmade clips, and then you get a lanyard hole down here. Blade length on this, one thing I noticed about this is it does have a little bit of a disproportionate blade to handle length. You can see kind of a smaller blade to handle. So the blade on here is about a little bit over 3 inches. I'd say right at 3 inches if you measure from here versus farther back. Overall length is 8 inches. And one of the reasons for that kind of disproportionate blade handle is there is a considerable amount of space right here that the blade does not extend to. And I believe that is standard on the Emerson Elvias, the non-automatic. But just something to keep in mind. I know it really bothers some people to have the blade not extend exactly to the very end of the handle. Very unique design, love unique automatics, so I did have to pick this one up. So glad I was able to pick up number 5. We'll be very interested to see what other, so I know that Emerson is going to be releasing an initial group of 4. There's the A100, I believe that they're going to be making a karambit, and I don't know how to describe that last one. But I believe these Elvias are going to be the first ones to get released. So let's fire it off a couple more times, and then I will kind of show this in greater detail. Zoom in. So it does have a good amount of recoil on there, so it's not going to be a weak opening on you. I did see one comment about, since this is very much a knife that's designed to be held in a reverse grip, why didn't they add the firing button somewhere up there? For example, I've seen Microtech made a karambit where, since you hold a karambit in kind of a reverse grip like that, they put the button, I think it was like right here. What I learned is that when you put the button away from where the pivot is, you get a much higher likelihood that you're going to end up cutting yourself with a tip. I was at Blade Show a few years ago, was looking at one, vendor showed me how to open and close it, and while closing, the vendor pressed the button to close the blade up, started closing it, and stabbed himself directly into the hand with one of the worst cuts at Blade Show that I had seen. So, button placement is a-okay with me. I am glad they have it close to the pivot rather than like a reverse of how you normally would. And I believe that's probably why Microtech discontinued that model. Let's make sure that this can be all in frame. So it is interesting how they use Torx all along here and then Phillips for the inlay. The inlay is a little bit rough around the corners, although it does kind of give it more texture. So, I mean, it is a little bit grabby. Not really much jimping on here. You have a little bit right there. On the reverse side, you have some on that same scale. Very limited on jimping. None on the blade. And let's close this up. Show centering. The back. There we go. That is the Emerson automatic Elvia. The box that it currently comes in, or at least the one that I purchased, was in the standard Emerson knives box. So it will be interesting if they have a Emerson automatic knife company, if they have a new box, or if it will come in the standard Emerson boxes. I do love a hawkbill blade though. Very cool. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day.